Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Tuesday. Welcome back to Hey Bale and Friends. I am Casey from Ormsby Farms.
And I'm Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch.
And as y'all notice, it's the double duo. It's double trouble. The OGs, I guess you could call it. It's just me and Monica tonight. Anne is still on some family leave, so I hope everyone has been praying for her and Worth. Yes. And Sandy is not feeling well tonight, so we're sending much love and prayers to Sandy as well. So tonight we are on week 10, and we're doing a little bit differently because our topic was seed saving. Now, while me and Monica are knowledgeable on seed saving, we are not as knowledgeable as like Sandy.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to talk seed saving, but we're also going to kind of go over the past 10 weeks because we're coming up to the end, y'all. We're coming up to the end of the 12-week boot camp. We've had so much fun with y'all. But before we get into that, I'm looking over here because we got a lot of friends in here still. And I'm going to pull it up, and Monica's going to say hello to everybody. I may jump in to try to say hello to because I got her back, just in case we don't know how to pronounce it. Y'all know how we are. So, Monica, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Let's go. Look, it's Miss Ann Philback. Hello. Welcome in. Thanks for coming. So excited to see you. Dude, yo, where's my car at? It all adds up. Lori, hello. Welcome in. Dee's Garden Adventures. That's Deanna. See, I see the name Deanna, and I would say it's like Dina. Because I have a cousin who's named Dina, and she spells like that. But
I say Diana, but now I know because Deanna called me out too.
Deanna. So it's Diana, pronounced Deanna. I love it. So
okay. Casey knows now. Don't you worry, my friend. I'm gonna remember from now on.
Yep. So welcome in, Deanna. I'm glad you're here. Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Hello, sweet friend. I'm so glad you're here. So good to see you. Mrs. Dallas, Sue. Wonderful to see you. Glad you're here. We were just a few minutes behind. Yeah. There's Tamara and L&L Homestead right there. L&L Homestead. Thanks for coming in, Tamara. Glad to see you. Prayer Mountain Homestead. Rita, hello. Glad you're here. Howdy, howdy. Jennifer Ocean. Beautiful friend. Thank you so much for being here. You were so precious. I'm so glad you're here. There's Tamara Amling. I'm so glad you're in here. Welcome in. Glad to see you. Then we've got BP KG7TI. Okay, so I feel like that is like, it's got to be more. But BP is, I mean, like KG7TI. I feel like there would be something special in that like last name. I don't know. Those things have to mean something.
Well, and our friend here is in like 2 or 3 times in the drawing.
I love that. So welcome in. Glad you're here.
Glad
you're here. Shade Tree Cook, James, how are you? So glad you're here. Drunken Chef Barbecue. Hello. Glad you're here. So glad to see you. Oh, Jeannie, welcome. Welcome in. Good evening. She said, hope everyone's doing well. Be blessed from Florida. Thank you so much for coming. And there's Miss Penny Ortiz. She is listening while she's driving home. Well, be safe, Miss Penny. And we're glad you're here listening into us.
Penny, we were talking about you before the show, so.
Got it. Oh, BP is Barbara. Her name is Barbara, and BP is her initials. Okay, I'm going to try to remember that. I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm going to try. I have an answer.
This is why we got to switch it up and like take the reins from Anne every once in a while instead of saying hello, even though she does it the best.
She's amazing. We're
going to have to like snatch it away, you know?
She's amazing. Yeah, switch over to the hay bale. Switch whatever you want to see more chat. Yeah, it's hard to see some of the chat. A lot of times Miss Anne has most of the chat because she's like, amazing, and everybody goes to her channel. Yeah, switching over the hay briskets. QW, welcome in. Glad you're here. Nice to see you. Sandy knows. Yeah, so I have an Aunt Barbara.
Now we know. So now it's the whole panel.
There you go. Now I know too. Well, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I'm so glad you're here. Auntie Jan's in here. Thanks for coming. Super glad you guys are in. And it's just us tonight, but we do know a little scooch about seed saving. Yeah. And I can tell you a little bit what I know, and Casey can tell you what a little bit he knows, and maybe some things we've learned from Sandy and Miss Ann, because I feel like I've learned some things over the years. And we even did an episode a couple years ago. Shoot, I just remembered who it was, and I cannot remember her name now. What was her name who did the seed saving with us?
Lava.
Slava. There you go. Amazing episode. So
It really
amazing.
is.
And
And we'll link it down below. We'll link it
yes,
down
for
below.
sure. Put inscription. And then Eat and Sleep. Welcome in. Where are the other hosts? Miss Sandy is not feeling good tonight. And Miss Ann is hanging out with family because, evenings are for family, especially with Mr. Worth kind of on his journey. He's on a different journey than, most of us are right now. So yeah. Yeah. I'd just like to know if Mr. Chicken Hater is coming around. Maybe you just need more chickens of all the varieties so he learns to like them. That's what Jennifer Ocean said. Well, I will say I was pretty proud of myself. This weekend, we processed Eric and the kids processed 19.
Say you got more chickens.
Not yet, but no, they processed 19 of our meat birds. And I did a little vlog on that. So I'm getting ready to finish that up and have that out hopefully by tomorrow. Just a quick one on kind of what we did and how many we put together. So I'm really excited to see totals and see how much we actually got meat wise. Oh, thank you so much. Rat Chat. Was that Rat Chat? I love that. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Rat Chat. Thanks for coming in. Thank you so much.
And Tamara, thank you, Tamara.
Good segue, Tamara.
That's a segue. See, she
got your box?
I am. I'm pulling my soapbox up because I'm going to stand on it to speak. And we were talking about this right before we went live. With everything that's going on, I don't know if a lot of people have kind of caught up with the news. I am one of those that don't watch news maybe but once a week just so I'm caught up with the tomfoolery. But because of all of the parasites that have been found in store-bought lettuces and lemons and limes and citrus, it's crazy. I personally, I was saying before we went on, I only want from this homestead year on to buy anything, produce, meat, seeds, from homesteads that I trust, that I in my gut trust. Because to start out the episode, I have always, since I started homesteading, which was about 4 years ago, kept my seeds in like an old school binder.
Yeah,
it's a little bit bigger than this. This is our Bale prepper ground, by the way, but a binder, and I used baseball card slots to put them in so it was more organized. I was not very good at keeping them cool dark.
Yeah.
Because the other day, I may have accidentally found them in a moving box that I was unpacking. And I planted some of them, and they was no good no more.
Yeah, that's hard.
What we're talking about tonight with saving seeds, listen, but also think about, do I fully trust who I am buying these seeds from? Like, I know a lot of people do seed swaps, which is great. I think it's wonderful. I've been in seed swaps. Some people buy it from the big spot store. I'm guilty of buying it at the Home Depot. There's too much going on in what farmers are spraying crops with nowadays to fully trust big corporate companies that are selling seeds. So, long story short, that goes back to Tamara's comment. Don't buy seedless produce. One, because that's weird. And I personally would not buy the seeds at the store. That's just me.
Miss Ann's in here.
What?
Miss Ann said, hugs and kisses, XOXO. Miss Ann, thanks for listening. Okay, so I agree with your. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand the ramifications of seedless things. And I was one of them, right? I honestly didn't think about the seedless watermelons. We have watermelons we buy at the grocery store, and a lot of them are seedless, and I buy them because they're delicious. And I'm shopping at Costco, which I trust for the most part. I have put my faith and trust in the big box store, the super box store, because that's where I can buy things for my family. And I've never really had a problem with it. Bananas aren't real. They don't even have seeds. Real bananas have seeds. You can't even buy real bananas at the store. That's true, right? Things have been modified and changed, but I will say that my kids be eating some bananas, and my pocketbook likes bananas because they are very inexpensive.
Right.
My kids can tolerate it, and it's a fruit that can give them some potassium when they're eating other things that may not have the potassium in it. So I will say that, you know, if you don't know, buying seedless items, the newer items that they're making seedless, it really is hard, because when you start to put your money into that and you start to give all that your attention, then companies are going to continue to, you know, make that stuff, right? And when they continue to make all of it and they start to take the seeds out of things, they really do have more control over the food, right? They have control over that food chain, right? And the production of food. So they're keeping you from growing your own food and the ability to, just like Jennifer said, you can't even buy real bananas at the store. You can grow them if you get banana seeds and a banana tree, but they're not going to be the same. And if you don't have the seeds, you're not growing it. So,
well, Monica, can we talk about that? Because you just mentioned that. So being able to grow your own food, because you can get produce at big box stores, grocery stores, and grow food from that food. And what I mean, I always use, because I've probably said this in multiple different episodes of the podcast, tomato is a great example of what I talk about, of really, you know, God's gift. Hey, Heather. God's gift to us on creating our own nourishment. Tomatoes have like a cajillion seeds in them, okay? Now, would I save seeds? And this goes into the organic and not organic produce, which is a whole nother episode, whole nother topic. But would I feel comfortable buying an organic tomato and saving the seeds? Yes, because there are a lot more guidelines on quote unquote organic farming. Than, let's just say, the 79 cents a pound tomato that you may get at your Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
When you save those seeds, what Monica is saying is growing what you eat. You can save those seeds, and then out of the cajillion seeds that you're saving, which we'll talk about why not to save all cajillion, you can grow then half a cajillion tomato plants.
Yeah.
And from those half a gajillion, you can prune the sucker branch, root it, and then that's another. So now we're back up to a gajillion tomato plants, okay?
Yeah.
And then how many tomatoes they prep, and go watch our old videos on that to get the whole numbers. But you're able then to continuously grow that tomato till eternity, really, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like we talk about with meat birds, having a chicken that can get old enough to have an egg, that's then fertile, to then incubate and raise that chicken for meat, to then do the same thing. That'd be the only reason that I buy produce at a big box store or grocery store, is to do something like that, because you can. Monica, do you want to add anything to that?
Well, I think what I love the idea of saving seeds, especially like tomato seeds. Okay. Now, tomato seeds, first of all, when I save my seeds, I don't put them in what Casey puts in his. I put mine in these bins. Hold on, let me get my bin. I put them in bins like this. The picture bins. These picture bins.
Oh, yeah.
They have the little picture things. And so when I open them up, they're in like this. Okay. So here's my seeds. And when I save them,
I'm really proud of her. She's really organized, y'all.
I color code them. So I know, like, my, you know, a lot of my greens, I have a bunch of my herbs in this one. And I love these boxes because they keep them organized. I can go through, you know, I've got some from M.I. Gardner, from Baker Creek. I've got a bunch of them, and I keep them all organized. So I keep all my peppers and the green ones in the other container. I keep, you know, lettuces in the other one. And I love these photo cases. They're amazing. I have 2 of them. They stay in my living room, a climate controlled area. They stay under my my love seat. Actually, they stay under my love seat or under the chair right in there, because when I first started storing seeds, I put them in my greenhouse. like literally left them, which is not climate controlled. And also it gets like 1,000 degrees. So bad idea, Monica. And so I learned really quickly that it just ruins seeds. So I do keep them in a climate controlled space. I do keep them away from the sunlight. Again, I store them underneath something kind of in a dark space, and they are in these boxes. I know, right? No, actually I don't. But here's what I do want to say. If you are anything like me, which is, let me just say, a little absent-minded, saving tomato seeds is actually near impossible for me. And here's why. Because my intention and my desire is greater, far, far greater than my memory, if you will. Okay. I have the greatest of intentions, and I will grab all those seeds from my ripened tomato, my gorgeous tomato, and I will save those seeds. Hey, Raydeen. And I will put them in the water and I will ferment them, which is what you do with wet seeds. And Casey can tell you a little bit about that too, right? I think you know how to do that, right?
Yep.
Okay. I will ferment them, and then I will leave them. I will leave them for weeks and weeks. And then I go back to look at my container, and there's a scum formed all over, and there's like mold and there's stuff. And it's like Miss Ann's sourdough. Okay. No shade, Miss Ann, but I throw that container out because it is not okay.
Yeah.
But then I feel awful because I didn't save my tomato seeds. So what I do is I go to MI Gardener, or I go to Heirloom Seeds online, and I buy them real cheap when he's on sale, and I buy myself tomato seeds because that's my life. So if you are like me and you are forgetful and you
say
can't,
in the chat who are okay. Let's find out in the chat who is Team Monica on. I'm not going to save it because I forget it, so I'm just going to buy.
And see, that's just the tomatoes. Now I can save me some. I can save me some like cucumber seeds.
Yeah. Well, no, cucumbers are wet.
Well, they are wet. I can save me some dry seeds. Okay. Like I've saved and propagated and done on my own lettuce seeds.
Ooh.
I've done lettuce. I've done mustard seeds. I've done beans. No, I can't do a lot of the other stuff. If it's got to be a wet seed, I can't. So does anybody really good at doing wet seeds? Or are you just like me and you're like, no, absolutely not? Do you forget it? See, I know, Heather. I know you did.
No, and see, Heather, I'm glad you said this. And Heather, we love you. And this is why. Well, there's many reasons why.
I know.
But this is why. Because we were talking about before. I am the kind of person that grows or saves the seeds on what I want to grow for the following year. Only because look what I just had to do with my whole binder. Because I forgot and I didn't do a garden last year. And it's just a waste. I don't save seeds for crazy prepper because I know how to save seeds. We've talked about that on preparing and being a prepper versus homesteader and that kind of stuff. I prep for the year. Sandy talks about it. What is it that Sandy talks about? 3 months, 3 years,
3 weeks, 3 weeks, or 3 months, 3 year. I don't know. It's a 3 thing.
It's a 3-3-3. It's like
Trinity. Yeah, see, Raydeen. Yeah, I stone team on it. I stuff seed heads into brown paper bags, label them, and forget about them. All right. Okay, but I can do pepper seeds. I am the person that was buying all the peppers from Costco, took those pepper seeds, dried them out, labeled them, and grew my own peppers from my Costco seeds like 3 years in a row. See, I get it, right? I'm like so like that. So wait, Milk and Honey Heritage, she said I use parchment paper and write the name of the seed on it. I love that. I save tomato seeds all the time. For Dee says she does. Oh, Deanna, I know. I see all these people are so smart.
Now, when you say you sage it, do you like?
She meant save it. Save.
Oh, I don't know if we were like, saging it to because listen, hey, if you got me and Monica over here doing some wet seeds, you may need to save it to get the devil out of it, honey. Get it out.
Oh my gosh. Well, I will say, yeah, okay. So right. And so when I eat my vegetables, I collect the seeds on paper towels. I love that. Jennifer says both. I could go broke real fast on Heirloom Seed store online, but also frugal and save my own seeds. I can do both.
Yeah.
I just have like the best intentions, just don't get me that far. Like I have done it, I think once.
Well, I'll tell you, because Penny had a comment that I'm about to pull up, but there are a couple companies that I do trust that I do feel comfortable saying out loud because next garden year, because, didn't have that great of a garden this year.
Yeah.
Just moved to the homestead. I had to throw away. I think I threw away about 250 packs of seeds. I know it was a lot. And my gardener, I do trust, and I've used his seeds for many, many years, and they work. Baker's Creek, I trust them. They were a sponsor of our very first season when nobody else would sponsor our season.
Yeah,
They
they're
were one of them, and I've used their seeds before. And I don't know if people know this, but Sandy has a seed company. Yeah. And I trust her seeds when she
Yeah.
sent me a bunch of seeds. So those are the ones that I really do trust. But Penny says, Casey, let me tell you that 2 different packets of online seed companies said they was what I want to grow this year, have now really taken off. Both of them are something so different. Girl,
okay.
you ain't got to tell me because we have joked about that all the time. Huh?
Yeah, there's another one, Pine Tree Garden Seeds. These are amazing. And you can go to, they're from they're superseeds.com. I love these seeds.
Okay.
They're in just like a paper packet. They're so great. I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff. It has all the instructions on the front. I love them. They have given me really good seeds that have lasted. They have their when they were packaged, and I'm going to tell you, they have lasted over the past few years.
Now, who has, and we're going to call out some of our friends, but not call out bad. Who have you gotten seed from that you're like, these are the best seeds ever? Because listen, I have done some seed swaps. If you have never done a seed swap, I really do encourage it because it is great. And basically what a seed swap is let's say there's 17 people that join the swap. You package 17 package of your homegrown seeds, and the person that's in charge of it gets all of those seeds, and you get 17 different types of seeds.
Yep.
It's so cool. My friend Christina over at Hilltop Garden does it over on Instagram. And I've gotten some fabulous ones. I've gotten seeds from Carmen at Living Tradition Homestead. Her seeds are primo.
Yes.
Like if I had the money to pay Carmen to make all my seeds for me, I would. Slava, I've gotten seeds from Slava.
Oh yeah.
Hers are really good.
I think it's because they know how to package them. I will say that I've gotten survival seeds. I think somebody mentioned those before. And Philback, survival garden seeds. I've gotten these off of Amazon in a pack. They came in a bunch of packs. Like this is the plantain. A bunch of them. They've usually germed. I've never had trouble with them really. They've done well. And Territorial Seed Company. There's another one I buy from.
Have you done the survival seed one with the vineyard chicks?
No, but the survival seeds, like the company, works great.
I'll tell you, the vineyard chicks are always very, very good about the seeds that they send out. Even though them girls is young, them is babies. They're what age I am in my head, but I know I'm not. As you see the gray in my beard, they are really good about not sending out bad quality products. And you should go check them out because Miss Ann is part of that. Miss Ann is kind of like the Southeast. I always call her the Southeast District Manager because she's the one that oversees the people in the South. So that's another one. Oh, Rare Seeds is another good one.
Yeah. Okay. So TRTTSL is in here. How to protect seeds from getting fungal infections. I mean, I feel like that kind of stuff would happen when you have moisture or lack of climate control with your seeds, but I don't really know as much about that. Jennifer Ocean said Baker Creek is overpriced and hardly any seeds in the packets. I like some varieties, but way too expensive. Baker's Creek, Baker Creek can be a little pricey.
You gotta wait till they're on sale.
That's
but
right.
For this comment, one thing about is so there's 2 types of seeds that you're saving.
Yeah.
There is dry seeds and there is wet seeds. Yep. Dry seeds being like herb seeds, anything that's going to come from the flower, and beans from the pod, dry. Wet is something that you're going to scoop out of the inside. Tomatoes, cucumbers, squashes. The fungal infection, from what I've learned.
Okay.
When Sandy is back next week, I'm going to replay this. I'm going to clip this whole entire segment right here and replay it for her. But what I've learned is that you're going to get more of the infection if you do not do the quote unquote following. One, when you're saving wet seeds, you want to make sure they are the ripest. So if there is a tomato that may have a little nick and there's fruit flies coming out of it, leave it about a week later, and that's when it's ready for you to save those seeds.
Yeah.
Cucumbers, if you're seeing like a yellow cucumber because it's overly done.
Yeah, you want the overgrown cucumbers.
Overgrown, overripe fruits.
Yeah.
Making sure that you ferment the correct time and then you dry it for the correct time.
Yeah.
And fungal infections shouldn't happen if you follow all of those protocols. Again, we'll link the videos that we've done talking with Slava, and I think we've done some with Sandy too.
Probably, yeah.
Talking about seed savings,
Yeah.
because it can be frustrating. You put so much time and effort into saving
Yeah.
the seeds, and then you get mold or you get any of that gross kind of nasty stuff that you don't want on there. So I get it. So thank you for that comment. But what I would recommend is to make sure that you have the ripest of the plant. Make
Yep.
sure that you fermented it for the time allotted, and make sure you're drying it correctly for the time allotted. And by drying it, I like to also put something over the seeds. Some people will do like the paper plate and put like once the tomato seeds are fermented, and they'll do it on a paper towel and put a paper towel over it. That's a good way to do it, to make sure that no dust or air stuff gets on those seeds. Because you never know, you may sneeze one day and something may drift over to your tomato seeds, and then it's a wrap for those maters.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Barbara said it's too much moisture still in the seeds. Yeah, just having all that moisture in there. See, maybe that's why I'm better at those dry seeds. Like I can do the dry seeds. They're just so much easier. Like, I mean, I'm a boss at saving pepper seeds, okay? Like I can do those because they already be spitting out anyway whenever I break up my peppers. So
you still have to kind of dry the pepper seeds, but they're a lot easier. Tomato seeds are hard, and cucumber seeds I just buy the cucumber seeds.
Yeah,
I will say that was too much. Let's see, the best
cantaloupes, cucumber seeds, all that. Rainbow seeds.
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
No. See, I really haven't had a problem with a lot of seeds. Yes, Baker Creek and Rare Seeds, the same company. Yeah, rareseeds.com is what Baker Creek's is like their address, their online, address or whatever. But yeah, I really haven't had a problem with any companies necessarily, or I haven't really had a problem with most seeds. I think the only time I've had a problem with seeds are when I've messed them up myself. Yeah. But I will say, when I first started growing here and I was buying seeds from the local feed place, I had bought a bunch of seeds and I had just left them outside in my feed shed in a little container, like the first couple years. And I think honestly, the Lord was just blessing my ignorance, because I was just putting in a half of, I was using half of the package and putting the half package in there and sealed it with a piece of tape, and then went back and used it the next year. And the next year it still grew, even though it sat out in the awful Texas heat.
You got for real luck.
Yeah, I think the Lord was just, again, blessing my ignorance and saying, here you go, girlfriend, you can still have something growing. Because I just didn't pay attention. I just didn't know. But now that I know, I do notice that keeping the seeds in a more climate controlled space is so much better, and I'm able to get a better germination rate. So some of the seed companies won't ship to Alaska. Oh, that stinks. Hey, Arctic Cat, welcome in. Yeah, I think that's, you have to find that, the companies that are going to do that. Now, if you're not buying your seeds and you are trying to save your seeds, you also need to know that the seeds you're saving are from pure fruits, or, a pure plant, right? So if, for instance, I was reading an article and this lady was like, I knew that Armenian cucumbers and melons, cantaloupe in particular, were related, because Armenian cucumbers aren't actual cucumbers. They're an actual form of melon, but they look like cucumbers and they can act like cucumbers, and you can pickle them like cucumbers. I love them because they kind of are a little bit more resistant to some of the diseases and bugs. So, hey, Pure Okie, how are you? Hey, so based upon that, I was reading the article and she said that she saved her seeds from her Armenian cucumbers that year, the year that she planted the cucumbers and the cantaloupe next to one another, not thinking about keeping the Armenian cucumbers pure. So the following year, she planted those seeds that she saved from the Armenian cucumber. And what she got was almost a very bland, not bland like me, but bland, like no flavor hybrid from the cantaloupe and the cucumber, the Armenian cucumber from the following year. It looked kind of like an Armenian cucumber with like this weird bowl shape of a cantaloupe, and the seeds weren't pure, and they just didn't work out that way. So that being said, make sure you know what seeds you're collecting, like where in your garden you're collecting from. It's important to make sure that your seeds are pure. Also, don't try to grow hybrid seeds. If you're going to collect seeds from a plant, they have to be like an heirloom or a variety that is going to be growable and that is not a hybrid and specifically made to do that. And yeah, most seeds will cross pollinate, but you just need to be really careful of like varieties that you're there. Like again, the cantaloupe and the Armenian cucumbers, I could totally make sense. I make that so much sense in my mind because I grow Armenian cucumbers often and I grow cantaloupe, and I never thought about even separating the areas, but I don't save their seeds necessarily. So because I wasn't saving either one of those seeds,
I'll tell you that I did not do that the very first year that I gardened. And I thought when I was doing my rows, I'm like, oh, peppers. Peppers are a pepper, or a pepper is a pepper.
Yeah.
Incorrect. If you were growing sweet peppers such as banana, bell, they should probably be on their own row, own raised bed, than say your cayenne or your ghost. Because what you're going to get is they're not going to be bad they'll be edible, but there'll be a little bit of a spice to your bell peppers. So you're going to have a little ting ting when you have your fajitas that night.
Yeah.
So don't do as Casey did. So now I have a raised bed that is only for hot peppers and only for the sweet peppers, and they're not next to each other.
Yeah.
And also make sure that it's a self-pollinator or pollinating. It has to be pollinated by a bee.
Yeah, open pollinator.
Open pollinator. There you go. I knew you knew.
We're smart. We're so smart.
Like tomatoes. I could do a paste right next to a slicer, right next to a cherry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they self-pollinate itself. So I'm not going to be worried about if I save like my paste ones, seeds, that maybe next year they're going to be paste, but cherry size. It don't happen like that.
Yeah.
So, and when Monica says heirloom and not like a dual hybrid. One. There you go. Another word, hybrid. My mind always comes back to meat. So when we talk about Cornish cross is a hybrid.
Yeah.
Meaning, and we're always going to get it, that one person that leaves a comment, you cannot grow your own
laid an egg.
Cornish cross. Heirloom, such as the Barnyard Mixes or the American Breasts or Freedom Rangers, most of the time, will get to the age where they can produce their own. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
What is this? All of my hot peppers, no matter the kind, are together. Bell peppers and such have their own designated area. Yes. Yeah. Mine do too now.
Yeah, I've done it too. And that's the thing too. They say hybrids. It said hybrids are created by crossing two parent plants to produce a third variety with a specific desirable trait. And so, hey, Lori's World, if you grow their seeds and you collect their seeds and you try to grow them, you will get something maybe. You're just not going to get anything true to type. And the results will probably be very low quality, poor quality compared to what you were getting from the parent plants.
Right.
And so that's important to know. Like that's a really important part of it, is knowing what you're getting or maybe not going to get.
Right.
So, okay, you got to talk for a second. I got to plug my computer in.
Oh, Monica's computer's about to die. So basically, saving seeds. One,
over here.
Know what kind of seed it is. Is it a one that self-pollinates? Tomatoes. Monica, talk out loud. Tomatoes. What are the other ones that are self-pollinating?
Beans, peas, lettuces, that kind of stuff.
Lettuce is another one. Compared to stuff like apple trees that need other apples to pollinate. Yeah?
Open pollinated are the ones that are pollinated naturally by insects. You're looking at like squashes, cucumbers, melons, corn, those type of things
I
aren't
will
there.
say I grow my zucchini and squash together, and I do save those seeds. But they all going into my stomach, so I'm not trying to take it to the county fair. But peppers are one of those that you really do need to separate
Yeah.
those.
Well, and the idea of growing, when you
No,
have open pollination, like cucumbers or squash, the idea is that it's not that you're not going to be able to save the seed if it's not next to each other, but
right,
the idea is that in order for you to get a true to type seed, meaning to plant the next year, so you would want Boston pickling cucumbers next to Boston. You want to have a couple of Boston pickling cucumber plants because
right.
those are going to help pollinate the same type. If you have Boston pickling and then you have some English cucumbers, they're still going to pollinate one another and they're going to be helpful and they're going to love each other and it's going to be wonderful.
Mhm.
But you may end up with some variety that you weren't really expecting because they're not true to type. So
Right.
you may get with a little bit of you might produce ones that are not like the parent is what it says.
So that's note one. Note two is make sure you know whether it's a wet or dry seed and
Yeah.
follow guidelines on how to save those seeds. I'm really excited because if you stay, we're doing a giveaway tonight. We got 2 other people that are going to be entered into the giveaway because we have a seed saving book
Yes.
giveaway. And that's worth its weight in gold because you will know for most of them have like every plant you could think of, seed saving instructions in those books.
Yep.
So know those things, save your seeds, and if you have to, get from some trustworthy seed companies that you trust and that
Yeah.
you feel comfortable buying from them.
Yep.
So yeah, that's our little 2 cents on seed savings. Now, what we're going to talk about next, and you can still ask questions about seed saving. We'll bring it up.
Absolutely.
But what me and Monica wanted to kind of go over tonight too is the past 10 weeks, y'all.
Yes. I just want to touch on everything.
A little touch on everything, just to kind of renew people's memory about what we've been talking about, because we've talked about a lot of good stuff. I'll tell you, week 1, this was probably the funniest topic because we may have had some hosts talked out of doing what we were talking about. And
Yes.
that was water glassing eggs.
Yeah.
Now, who in here was here for the very first episode, and who still water glasses eggs? I want to see who does it.
I have 3 gallons already. 2 of them are right here next to me over to the side.
I have 10 dozen that are still water glassed.
Yeah, I have 2 gallons over here, water glass eggs, plus another gallon jug in my kitchen. Actually came in super clutch last week because Eric wanted some eggs for dinner. And the eggs that we had been sitting on the counter, and I guess they were super bad. He cracked them open and it was not good. And so he was really frustrated. So yeah, Arctic has some water glass. Yeah, I was here, but I don't water glass. And that's okay, Barbara.
Okay.
That's okay. Never water glass eggs.
Never water glassed eggs.
Well,
it's okay, but it's you have now from joining in, you have that mindset, that knowledge, if you wanted to do it.
Yeah, but Lori, just so you know, Lori's World, you do not have to have your own eggs. You could find a local farmer that does not wash his or her eggs. Specifically, just let them know, hey, I would love to buy a dozen eggs, but I don't want to wash them. Can I have them unwashed? Clean, unwashed eggs, you can totally water glass them. Just know how old they are. Ask your local farmer, hey, can I get some fresh, uncleaned eggs? That's the best part. No offense, Andale, but no way am I going to try water glassing eggs. And that's okay. You do not have to agree with everything that we say because this is just us and what we do. We're just here to share that with you.
And most of the time, I'll tell you, and this is for me from the South, my chickens may take a break, but they don't take a full break while I'm not getting any eggs. So it just kind of goes back to eating with the seasons.
Yeah.
Over the winter, you're not really doing as much egg-based meals or breakfasts. You're doing more carb-based
And I bake a lot, so I bake a lot in the winter. So you can use water glass eggs. They're really great for baking. Yeah.
Well, that was week 1.
Week 1.
Controversial water glassing of the eggs. Week 2, we talked about medicinals.
No, Lori, it doesn't change the taste. Not that I have ever seen.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, second week we talked about medicinals. Yeah. Like
I really enjoyed that one because I'm really trying to start my medicinal cabinet.
Yeah.
I know Monica and Ann and Sandy are more experienced with that than I am. Last year, I did my first round of fire cider, and it worked amazingly.
Yeah.
I've gotten calendula oil on deck now. I've got arnica cream and arnica pills.
Oh,
I know. And what was the other one? Cayenne pepper pills. Because
cayenne pepper pills. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I have a toothache tincture that I made on my own. So,
You don't have arnica pills?
No, I never made them. I have arnica balm, arnica creams, arnica things like that.
I purchased these. I didn't.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. Now I do take a cayenne tincture. It's cayenne and a couple other things. It's like a heart health tincture that I purchased. I haven't made it, but I'm learning to use the medicinals that I'm growing, the herbs that I'm growing, to make tinctures and to make different, medicinal things. Again, this is our opinion only. This is what we use and what we're showing you and telling you that we love, especially like oregano oil and things like that. These are things that are super helpful to us. Cayenne salve, cayenne oil. Matter of fact, Eric was dealing with some pain in his upper shoulder a couple weeks ago, and I took some cayenne oil from Miss Ann that I had purchased on AnndaleHomestead.com, and I used some of that. It is amazing. I also got some from Sherry over at Black's Tropical, which it's Sherry's Remedy Room now. She has some pain away oil. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. So yeah, needless to say, it pure Ogie. Anyway, it was really awesome to be able to have these oils and these tinctures and these things. So I'm learning more and more. So it's good to kind of get your feet wet and learn all those things.
Yeah, I mean, one, it's just like growing your vegetables that you're going to can and put up. You're growing herbs.
Exactly.
It's something that you can feel more comfortable than taking pharmaceutical, big pharma, whatever you want to call it, the squad pills. So
yeah, I love having that kind of stuff. I love being able to get my own tinctures that I'm purchased. But I will say, like Sandy was telling me about using the toothache plant. I grew a toothache plant, and it was amazing because I made the toothache plant into a toothache tincture. And Sandy was like, "Yeah, you can put it on your muscles when they're sore." And I was like, "What? I never thought about that." So I can use the toothache tincture type of, as a topical, not just an underneath the tongue thing. So that's exciting.
So, all right. Well, that was week 2.
3.
Week 3 was this double trouble again. And we talked about growing meat birds.
Oh yeah.
Which, we were nervous about this episode, but I'll tell you, we were not nervous about meat birds.
No, that's easy.
2 of us that we could probably do it in our sleep.
Yeah.
I actually have 30 eggs in the incubator right now.
So excited for you.
Only because, hey, Derek.
Hi, Derek. How are you?
Only because I have not seen my rooster like bounce chicka wow wow with the hens. I know he is, but I don't know for sure. So I put a butt ton in there. Just to make sure that I get the 15 that I want for the year.
Nice.
And a little self-promotion. If you're wondering how much to grow meat-wise for the year, I have a video that came out yesterday and tonight after we get off that kind of goes over a little homesteading calculations on how to sit down and know how much meat to raise and other foods to prep for a family, for your homestead for an entire year. So
very cool.
Check it out because I did the research, and listen, I'm a big boy. I read that a full size, which I'm full size, adult should have 6 ounces of meat for dinner. Okay.
Okay.
Even when you go to the restaurant and you get that 12-ounce ribeye, you really should probably save some of it. But I was doing calculations to figure out that me, solo dolo, just Casey,
Yeah.
uh, I only really need 15 meat birds a year.
Wow.
And I think a lot of the times, homesteaders, we can kind of overdo it because we saw somebody on Instagram grow 9 billion tomato
Yeah.
plants or grew 50 meat birds or has 900 turkeys in their farm. That doesn't mean that that is what's best for you. So
Yeah.
check out our week 3 where we talk about all the tips that me and Monica have, which was a lot, on growing meat birds, incubating those meat
Yep.
birds, and then check out my video tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just saying. Anyways,
Okay, really quick too. I want to say,
yeah.
Casey, I have learned from this side, from
Mhm.
this last one, and it was a reminder because we had learned it before and I didn't pay attention. I did get 42 meat birds for my family, and then I had 14 American breasts.
Y'all remember when Monica says that for her family, Monica has like a cajillion children. She is a
So
football team, so that is why.
I do share with my oldest two who are married. So I have, 8 kids plus 2 wives that are, so I have essentially, I have
A
10
family
kids
as well, huh?
plus the grandbaby and myself and Eric. So 42 meat birds plus 14 American breasts. So the American breasts are still growing. We lost a couple right off the bat, but otherwise that's what we had. I will say that the meat birds took considerably longer than they should have. We got them on April 8th. April 8th. We processed them in July, May, June, July. That's a 3 full months. That's like 12 weeks. And actually it was more like, it was like 13 weeks basically. They took so much longer because we had a larger amount of birds in a smaller, not small space. Okay. Cut me a break. We had this big square we would leave them in and they would free range and we would move that not free range, but they would range in that thing every day. We would move it every other day. As soon as it started getting icky, we would move it. And they had a bunch of space. Well, as they got so much bigger, the space became smaller. And they were free range in just a little bit, but not as much as I have in the past allowed mine to. And because of that, I noticed that it took them longer to get bigger. So if you're going to get a bunch of birds, make sure you have more space.
Yeah.
So the next time we do it, we're only going to do like 20 birds because I know 20 birds and that amount of space that I want to grow them in, they're going to get that size in 8 to 9 weeks.
Right.
Versus the size that I had them in. So we still got some left and they've got another like 2 weeks basically to kind of grow out before we maybe head out on vacation somewhere. So that being said, we're going to do a few here and there just when they get big enough, but all of ours, we're like between 3.5 and 5 pounds,
Which
not
is
real
a good
big,
size.
but it was good. So yeah.
Well, and American breasts are roughly 17 weeks for them to get a good solid size. So you
Yeah.
still have time, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So what do we do the next week?
Week 4. I'm having to click on some of our things. Week 4. What in the world did we talk about on week 4?
I think we had a rerun.
Week 4, we did earning money on your homestead.
Oh yeah, supplemental income, earning money. That's a good one because there's a lot of different resources. Sandy is amazing at talking about different ways to make money. Oh my gosh, that's a really good one. I don't think we need to say anything else about that one. It was just so good.
No, you need to go and watch that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Arctic Cat said we have 12 blessings, 19 grand blessings, and 4 great grand blessings. That's amazing. I love that.
Gracious, I do. Well, week 5, we had soaps,
Mm-hmm.
bombs, lotions.
Yep.
That's another really good one that you really do need to go and check out. Now I haven't, since I've moved to this new homestead, I have not done some soaps, but I have all the stuff to do it.
Yeah.
Because I've just gotten used to it. Have you ever noticed, Monica, you make your own laundry detergent, right?
I don't anymore, but I used to, and I have, and it's easy.
Well, I've noticed this past, what have I been here, a month and a half?
Yeah.
That my skin has broken out from having to go back to store-bought detergents. Because I mean, for nearly the whole year of living at the halfway homestead, I was making my own detergent. Now I'm getting itchy. It just makes me feel icky.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it definitely is different when you change. That's how it feels when we stop using the goat's milk soap. A lot of times my kids are like, where's the goat's milk soap? And I'm like, oh, I have this instead. And they're like, no. So I need to really make some of my own soaps and see if they will approve of it. Otherwise, I just buy it from another homesteader who's amazing. So I just buy a new bunch every couple months. So
That's the best way to do it.
yeah.
All right. For the next 2 weeks after that, we were reruns. We had some stuff that went on in everybody's lives that we just went
Yeah.
into it. The week after that, though, we were talking about how to break down a whole entire chicken, like
That's right.
a whole chicken, piecing it out pretty
Yep.
much. That's a good one, y'all, especially
Mhm.
if you're raising your own meats, poultry in general. Knowing this is going to save you so much money. Heck, if you're buying a whole chicken from the store, if
Yep.
you're buying your meat, knowing this is going to save you money too.
Yeah. Would you believe how many people that I've spoken to that don't eat the whole chicken? I've actually said, "Hey, yeah, I've got a whole chicken." I asked my beautiful, beautiful daughter-in-laws and my sons, and I said, "Hey, we process chickens. Do you guys want one of the chickens?" And my oldest son said, "Well, we don't really eat whole chickens." What? First of all, how dare you? Okay. Just
Who
like
were
that
you
little girl.
raised by?
Just like that little girl that had, the global warming little girl. She's like foreigner. She's like, how dare you? Okay. Anyway, how do they, everybody knows what I'm talking about in there when they say they'll hear that. I was out in the garden, couldn't respond, just listening. Well, thanks for being in Auntie's world. Anyway, he did say, no, I mean, I would love to have one, but is it just a lot of time? And I'm like, no, literally save your money. Go buy yourself a whole chicken. Okay. Buy yourself a whole chicken. Put that whole chicken in your like cast iron pot or whatever. Put it in a crock pot, for crying out loud. That's what I did on Sunday. I put it in a crock pot. I put in 2 cups of water, guys. I didn't put any broth in there. I put water in there. And then I added, yeah, make your face. And then I added my seasonings over top of it, threw that chicken in there, came back in 4.5 hours because we'd be serving at church. So it was a long morning. Came back, and at lunchtime, I had an entire chicken that was just falling apart, guys. Falling apart.
Good tacos too.
Yes. I shredded everything off of there, and my children gobbled it up. And I'm like, if you stop making it a thing, it won't be a thing. And so both of my daughter-in-laws were like, yeah, I mean, we can try that. I'm like, yes, put it in your crock pot. Put it in your, what's it called? Like Dutch oven or whatever, the thingy people make bread in. They're all beautiful and bougie. Those La Cruste or whatever it is. Throw it in there.
I'm not that bougie, yeah.
Just throw it in there, put the top on it with some seasoning and some liquid, and throw it in your oven on 375 for a couple hours. Boom. Perfect.
And tell your DILs that they can piece it out too. You give them the chicken,
Exactly.
they can cut it out themselves. They can put the breast away, the legs away, the thighs away, whatever they want to do. Make some bone broth if they're into that.
Yeah.
But that's definitely, I mean, whole chickens saves you so much money. Arctic Cat said they even keep the livers, gizzards, and hearts. I keep livers and gizzards because you deep fry those here in the South. Those are like golden chicken nuggets.
Shut up. Do you really?
Oh my goodness. It's so
okay. So I kept the hearts this time.
I haven't kept the hearts.
I kept the hearts this time because I heard and I saw like 3 different videos on people frying them up. And I'm like, I want to do that. So I kept like all 19 hearts and I put them in a little baggie and I sealed them up in my vacuum sealer and I threw them in the freezer, and I'm going to pull them joker that one morning.
I think your dogs would like it the most, even though I've heard doing the hearts, cooking them and dehydrating them, blending them, because the liver meat is very good for your body. Yeah. You can sneak it into kids' meals by putting the powder in there instead of the actual livers. So maybe try that. I know your dogs would like it. I know that for sure.
Well, all the other animals ate it up. When we were throwing like the liver and all the other organs, and all the little boy nuggets and all that stuff from the inside, thrown to the other chickens, and the other chickens were like, "Let's go!" The turkeys, they were loving it.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, they were so excited. They're like, "It's butcher day!" I mean, they were excited. They were so excited. They were like looking in. All my regular chickens were like looking into the little side. They were like, "You're next, buddy. Can't wait to see you on the other side.
I'm ready for your liver."
They're like, "We getting some of that." They were really excited. But anyway,
Heather says that she does dual purpose birds. Me too, girl. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Is there any part of the chicken that you don't want to make chicken stock? Monica's not a big fan of the feet, but I
Yeah.
do save feet, clean, boil to add them to chicken broth, just because it's really good. It's really good for
Well,
you.
I spatchcocked a bunch of them, and actually some of them I cut in half. And when I cut them in half, I cut the spine out, and I vacuum sealed them that way. So my freezer. And so all the spines that I cut out, I kept into a separate vacuum sealed bag. And I literally just wrote on there spines with meat or whatever things were attached. And I was like, for broth. I literally labeled it spines for broth and threw it in my freezer. And Eric was like, "You're keeping the spines?" I'm like, "Heck yeah," because this is great for broth. I mean, if you put oxtail and stuff, I mean, people eat
Yeah.
oxtail, there's so much to it. I'm like, yeah, I can use this too.
I'm
So
not gonna eat the feet afterwards,
no.
but I haven't gotten there yet. But Sandy's talking about eating the feet, so
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I've been making all bar systems. I have
love that.
Penny, we
I
love
love
it.
that. That's great. Okay, so what do we talk about after that?
I was trying to. Do we have any?
Animal innards. I was never able to jump on that train. Yeah, some people are more, more on that than
Oh,
we are.
sorry,
Fried gizzards and liver.
I'm telling you, it's like a golden chicken nugget. You get it with make some homemade mac sauce.
Okay, I might have to try my feet in my stock, some of them. Not my feet.
Uh,
I won't put my feet in it. But maybe I can try some chicken feet. Maybe I'll like get a couple really clean ones.
Well, you can clean the ones that you had.
No, because sometimes they look like they're all bumbly and gross. I don't want chickens with bumblefoot. So nasty.
Sorry, we're like way behind.
I know. Okay, so what else did we do?
Anyways, so that was we talked about piecing out chicken. Then we talked about firewood and starting your fire. Now,
Oh, heat sources.
yes,
Love that.
we were at a party Saturday, a little friend gathering, and my friends listened to our podcast, and they could not believe that I was not a good fire starter.
Yeah.
It's something I need to work on.
Yeah, you need to practice.
And I want to, especially now that I've seen that tool that Eric has
It is so good.
blessed us with telling us what it is. So
It's amazing.
it is. I'm really excited about getting it. I may have
And
already.
somebody's going to get one of those.
on
Somebody's going to get one of those at the giveaway at the end.
That is exciting because we do have a lot of really good giveaways.
Oh, see?
So that was our fire starting. And then last week, we talked about fertilizer, like fertilizer 101.
Yeah.
And when I tell you that was so well needed for me right now.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm trying to really get some good soil to put in my raised beds. So if you missed that one, definitely go back.
Yeah.
Again, in the bottom of this bio notes, we're going to have the playlist that you can go listen to all now 10 episodes of this Homesteading Bootcamp. While you're in the garden or cleaning up, put an earbud in or put corded earphones if people still have those, and just play it on rerun. And now, I will say, speaking of rerun, not next week, but the week after, we're taking kind of a little hiatus before the big, final, huge giveaway.
July 28th.
Yeah, July 28th, the last Tuesday in July, is going to be a whole day of reruns for Hay Bale.
Whole rerun day.
Y'all have asked about it. You were like, I wish we had more Hay Bale and friends. And we love you for that. You will have 12 hours of reruns all day. And you never know. The four of us may pop in here and there and say hello to you in the chat. So I just wanted to mention that. And then, of course, tonight we talked about seed saving. So, Monica, talk a little bit more while I'm pulling up our giveaway thing because we are still doing the giveaway.
Yes, we are.
And
we're going to do our moment with Monica before we're done. So we have a little bit going on. Okay, so in 2 weeks we're doing an all-day reruns. All day reruns. We're gonna play over all the 12 episodes that we have done. Next week, I think, is our very last week, and we're gonna be talking about what, Casey?
Oh,
what was the last thing on the wheel? Do you remember?
No.
Oh, boogers! We gotta tell everybody.
Oh, sewing, mending.
Oh yeah, because you got to know how to like sew or mend, do those things.
And
so we're
Listen,
gonna
sometimes
talk
I've had
about that.
to like mend things that aren't of cloth,
Yeah.
and we don't want to get dinged too far, but you want to come back for that, huh?
Yeah. So, okay. So stitching, sewing, mending, those types of things. I've had to learn how to do that on some of my things that I've done. As a matter of fact, I kind of learned it loosely years and years ago. And then over the years, I've gotten a little bit better. So that's one of those things that, we're going to discuss that next week. So make sure you come in here next week. Next week is going to be the last week in our 12-week series of our boot camp. And the reason why we're doing this boot camp, and I'm going to reiterate, is because we feel like it's something that not only we should talk about some more, but for you. So go ahead and type in seeds in the chat. No hashtag, just SEEDS.
And
Type
a
in
lot of people have
seeds.
already put it, so that's why you see.
Good. So type in seeds, and you are going to get in the entry today. Will you get a notification for the marathon? You should get a notification.
If you are subscribed to Hey Bale and Friends YouTube channel, if you're coming, let's say you're a Monica fan and you're coming from Bland's Promised Land Ranch every single week, we would love for you to go over to Round the Hay Bale. If you scan that QR code or type in Hey Bale and Friends, it will pull up our YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed, but click the bell that you're notified, because you'll get notified.
Yeah, you'll get notifications saying that we're going to be on. Yes. But okay, so we did this mainly too because we felt like we could, deep dive into some things, but also we wanted to make it kind of look a boot camp so that you can come alongside us, get prepared, and be ready, because really, more than anything, we want you guys to be ready like we are. You can get the Hay Bale Prepper Guide. If you click on that QR code, that's going to have blank recipes, different guides for you to be able to fill in the blanks for your people, for all the necessities. Maybe you put in there the medicinals that you're growing that you have on hand. It's just a way for you to take notes and have it, because if something happens and things go all cuckoo loco, and here's the thing, guys, it's not like it's a hard thought.
I think we may have gotten close to cuckoo loco.
Well, here's the thing. It's not very far away. 2020 was not that far away that people can't remember how it felt to go into a grocery store and not have things. It's not that far away to go and know that, oh my gosh, the pharmacy was closed. I couldn't get my medicines. We're not so far removed from 2020 that we forgot. And if you have forgotten, here's your reminder. That can happen, and it can happen worse. They say when you have an allergic reaction one time, it gets worse and worse each time.
Right.
I feel like 2020 was the beginning, was the first allergic reaction, because I have a feeling that the next time that happens, it's going to get worse. So do yourself a favor and be ready for that second allergic reaction. It's not going to be as nice as the first one. No. I'm just saying, always be ready. Yes, Miss Ann, be ready always. And, and even the Bible talks about being ready and being prepared. So it's one of those things that we just have to remember that things can go cuckoo loco. And if we have skills and we know these things and we know how to do these things, then we are going to feel maybe not so overwhelmed if something happens.
Can I do my Ann impersonation right before we do it?
Do it.
Because she has to do that, because Ann wants you to be ready.
Exactly. Okay. I think you need to count us down.
I think so. I think we're at a good, what are you at, 30?
30. I love it. Yes, we should always be prepared. All right. If you win tonight, you're going to win a $10 Amazon digital gift card.
Gift card.
Yep. Digital gift. Auntie's World. Yay. Okay. So here's what you need to do. You need to email us at roundthehaybale@gmail.com. So email us your email address, okay? roundthehaybale@gmail.com. Send us your email so that we can send you a $10 Amazon gift card. Now, Casey's going to spin that wheel 2 more times. Now, whoever is spun tonight, these other 2 times, you're not getting a gift card tonight, but you are entered to win in the big final drawing week. And that is going to be, I believe, on August 4th.
Yes, the first Tuesday in August.
Yep.
And I don't know if either me nor Monica has it pulled up, but there are a lot of
I don't.
I know that there is I think we have 4 different types of seeds that you could win.
We have incubator.
We have an incubator. We have a seed saving book. We have that tool that Eric was showing. We have canning jars.
$50 gift card.
$50 gift card. We have the little rocket little stove that Ann was talking about. We have
We
the
have a light, I think, that you put.
saltwater light.
Yep.
Um,
We also have a book on how to piece out your meat. It's like a butchering.
oh, we have a thing of making your homemade soaps. I mean, I think there are 17. No, excuse me.
Yeah, $50 gift card, a cook stove,
No,
all that.
she-
Miss Ann's adding to it. There you go. Saltwater light. She's got it.
she thank goodness for her. Lord
I
have
know.
mercy.
So yeah, we have lots of really fun stuff.
Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 12, 13. We have 14 gifts that are being given away. The $50 being our big one. But even if you don't make it on this list, we're still giving away a $10 gift card that night as
Yeah.
well.
And there may be other prizes. You never know what's going to show up last minute. So we may end up throwing in some other prizes that meant last minute that you can get in there and go, on that live stream, get in there for those prizes. So I think that will be such a fun time anyway. So make sure you're ready to tune in August 4th for our wrap up, our big wrap up from our boot camp and all the prize
Let me
giveaways.
draw those 2 other names before
Yep.
people start dipping. And then
Let's do
don't
it.
leave just yet because we still have a moment with Monica. But our name number 2 for this week is
Oh, nice, James. Literally deboned a chicken thighs with a paring knife. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. Bob Robin Hood, hello. Thank you for being in here tonight. And you are a entry into our grand prize drawings and our big drawings on August 4th. So make sure you're here. Oh my goodness. Miss Penny would like to donate 2 more $50 to the gift card if you don't mind. I think they should be ones that maybe we give away on that night live if you're in the chat, just in case they didn't get in this big drawing. They can be in the chat and they don't have to be entered into this, have their names here.
That would be
That's just my opinion. Okay. I love it. Yes, Miss Ann's, what about Bob? And then last one for the big drawing. Thank you so much, Penny. You're amazing.
You are amazing, Penny.
Tamara Ameling. Tamara Ameling. Okay. So another entry into the big drawing. I love this so much. You guys are amazing and showing up each week. That is so sweet, Penny. You're amazing too to be donating that. I just love that so much. And we're going to have those 2. I think impromptu vote. I think those should be, like I said, for anybody that shows up that night, whether you're in the big drawing or not, you should be able to have an opportunity to win something big like that. So I think that's fun.
Great.
So make sure you're here on August 4th and don't forget to come back next week. And you can also kind of listen and keep us running and watch out for your favorite episode on that rerun day on the 28th. So yeah, we're going to be here next week and we're going to be talking about sewing, mending.
Yeah, sewing.
Yeah.
But before we go, let's wrap up this episode with a little bit of moment with Monica. Shall we?
Yes. All right. Here we are, our moment with Monica. This is as we're wrapping up the end of July. I just want to remind you guys, again, last week we talked a little bit and I ended with prayer for Anne. And I think I'm going to kind of do that again. But what I wanted to say was because, again, this is such a reminder that Miss Anne has reminded me. The Bible says in the book of Matthew, chapter 17, Jesus is actually talking to his disciples. And they were super upset because there was some people that were basically dealing with demons and having seizures and having all kinds of stuff. There was all kinds of things happening. And the disciples came to Jesus and were like, why could we not cast out these demons? Why couldn't we do it? And Jesus kind of says to them, and I don't know how he said it exactly. I imagine it was maybe a little bit of sass, maybe not. Maybe it was just full on Jesus love. But here's what he said. He says to them, because of your meager faith, for truly, I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. And Jesus is reminding us that you only need such a small amount of faith. And his disciples really didn't have that faith to be able to move those mountains, to do those things. And Jesus is reminding us, you don't need to have this amazing, like, oh, I'm such a faithful person. You don't have to have all this strength. You just need the tiniest amount of faith and just believe that God is able and that he can do it. And when you have that faith and that belief, he can save you, he can heal you, and he can make your day whole. He can make you whole. And so before we leave, let's just finish it out quickly because it's already late. But we're going to quickly pray for Miss Anna, Mr. Worth again, because I truly believe that when we come together, it's going to make a difference. So Lord God, thank you so much for this time. Thank you for all these beautiful Hay Bale friends. And Lord God, I just ask you would be with Miss Ann tonight, that you would fill her with your love and your comfort. Help her to feel your agape, your true agape love. And Lord, the faith that they have is such a testimony. This tiny seed-like faith is so big. And Lord, I pray that you would help their testimony to just grow as big as a mountain, and that they would be able to tell others. And that the more Miss Ann experiences through Mr. Worth's journey, that Lord, she would just throw that out there and everyone would see it. Everyone would see her faith and see how awesome you are, Lord. We love you. We ask you to be with her, take care of her, take care of Worth, and comfort that whole family as they smile and rejoice in this new season of his life. Lord, we love you and honor you. It's in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you guys for being with us tonight.
That was absolutely beautiful.
See, faith is small as a mustard seed. Guys, they're tiny, teeny tiny.
Yeah, let me tell you, I always have to like suck up right before a moment with Monica because she's always trying to cry and look a dang fool on
I
camera.
know. I don't have any waterproof mascara either. I should have done waterproof, but it's cool. It's cool.
But can I also say that while we were praying with Monica, I found my actual notes, and next week is actually supplemental feed.
Okay, phew. I was thinking, man, I don't know how long we're going to talk about sewing. Lord, help us.
Lord, I was about to say we're going to need Monica's prayer next week if it's about
supplemental feed. I can do that.
And I'm really excited about that one. So y'all, thank you so much for coming in tonight. We love y'all, and we just appreciate y'all so much. Every single week, y'all have shown us support. And we could not do this podcast without y'all. So Thank you so much. Have a wonderful
day, guys.
We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye. We don't have Anne's really cute laugh.
I know.
Ann and Casey, Monica and Sammy, gather round and let's start this grand plan. Can some pickles, cook up some stew with friends by our side. Nothing we can't do.